Namaste, my dear friends. We are exploring a topic of yoga as a competition. And this is coming because many people look at yoga as a sport activity rather than as a spiritual activity. And we've been talking about how asana and pranayama are looked at as competition. And today I want to talk a little bit about how even practices like mantra and meditation are viewed as competitive methods and how that can be destructive to the practitioner. The more subtle a tool of yoga, not only the more benefit it can give us, but also the more harm it can do if we abuse that technique or practice. Just take a metaphor of a sharp knife. The sharper the knife, the more fine cuts it can make when it's used appropriately, the more it can hurt us, more easily it can hurt us when used inappropriately. In the same way, practices like mantra and meditation, the more subtle tools of yoga, also have the capacity for us to become much better, influences us as a much deeper level, but also hurt us if we abuse it. And this is also why we must not practice mantra or meditation as a competition. Sometimes I've heard students say, well, that student is doing this mantra 24 times, I want to do 108 times. Oh, somebody is doing 108 times, I want to do it 1008 times. This is not right. The quantity of how many times you are doing the mantra is not important. It's the quality, the feeling with which you are doing that is more important. We have to relate with the mantra, we have to relate with the deity that this mantra represents through bhavana. It's a feeling, and that is what will bring in the effect, and it's not how many times you are repeating it. The same with meditation. There are so many words thrown in the topic of meditation, what we call saguna meditation, nirguna meditation, and how sometimes students are competing to say, oh, I am doing this level, you're only doing that level, I am doing that. My dear friends, meditation is a very deeply personal process. It's a very intimate process that we need to feel an experience of a connection with the object we are meditating, and there can be no comparison among that. And this is why it's very important to understand that even meditation, even if two different people are meditating on the same object, their experience will not be the same, and therefore there can be no comparison to say who is better or who is worse. Each one has to cherish their meditative experience of that moment and let it go, so that the next day they are ready to welcome the meditative experience of that present moment the next day. Otherwise, we only end up in stress, anxiety, and agitation because we are trying to reach other targets that is not really realistic. So even when we practice subtle tools like mantra, meditation, my dear friends, please do not compare yourselves and compete with each other to see who is the championship of meditation, who is the championship of yoga, etc. It does not stay consistent with the teaching of yoga, which is a very personal process. Please reflect on this, my dear friends. Namaste. Namaste, friends. I am Kausthub Desikachar of the Viniyoga tradition, and I'm very glad that you've come this far in the video. If you have come this far, it means you really like and appreciate our videos, and let us know how you feel about it through comments below. Let us also know that you appreciate it by giving us a thumbs up and also clicking the notification icon so that we will be inspired to produce more free and valuable content like this, and we let the community grow. So please, please, please subscribe to us so that the algorithms pick our videos in a much better manner. And thank you for sharing these videos through your social networks so that it reaches as many people as possible. This is the best way we can do to share nice content with our close friends and our students and other people who we care about. And be safe and be happy and be healthy as we are going through very difficult times, but let us remain connected to our heart with hope and Shraddha. Namaste.